Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are keeping safe and healthy. So, I'm pretty excited for today's live. I'm Tanushri, I'm a counselor in BetterLYF. And today we have our guest who's a nutritionist. Her name is Ruchi Sharma. And we're going to talk about nutrition and its impact on our health and our mental health. And I see a lot of you are already here, so I'd quickly go and join Ruchi. I'll add her. Hi Ruchi, good
Hi
evening.
Tanushri, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well.
Thank you for joining us today, Ruchi.
It's an honor. I think your voice is not so audible.
Is
Yeah,
it?
better now. I think
Yeah?
something wrong with my phone. Yeah.
Is that okay? So, Ruchi, I'd quickly want you to sort of give an introduction about yourself. I think that's the hard part. But do let our audience know that who are you and what is the kind of talks that we're going to have today.
Okay. So I'm Ruchi Sharma, and my handle goes by the name Eat Fit Repeat. And so we're going to be talking about how important mental health is, and how our physical health affects our mental health, and how our mental health affects our physical health. I mean, these are two sides of the same coin, and you can't ignore one and give importance to the other. So we're going to be discussing about how food can, impact your mood, and a lot of examples are going to be coming. So I
Right.
think it'll be pretty clear to the audience that what we're talking about.
Right, definitely. So, how about Ruchi? I'd like to start with you've put up a post recently on your Instagram talking all about therapy, and you have sort of taken therapy here as well in Better Life. So, how about you? Brief us through, walk us through as to what were certain inhibitions when you started, and how did it change after you took therapy?
I began therapy because it may sound really weird, but I was feeling very stupid. I was
Right.
feeling there were certain thoughts and feelings that, if I conveyed it to somebody else, they would say, Ruchi is really stupid, to even think like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they were a really big deal to me. So I thought, let me take an intellectual and, an unbiased opinion on my thoughts. And that's how I stumbled upon Better Life. And to be very honest, I wasn't really prepared for a therapy because I'd never seen anyone amongst my friends or family take therapy before.
Right.
But when Deepika Padukone came out with her battle with depression, I think that gave a lot of us a push to to understand and realize what we are feeling. If it could be an indication to depression or anxiety,
Right.
with me it was more of a stress related thing, because when I started, fortunately I got Yukti at Better Life, and we still talk. I mean, much less than what we used to, but it was when I started speaking to Yukti, I had a lot of questions, and what I thought about therapy was that she's going to give me black and white answers, but
Right.
she didn't give me any answers. And you know what she did? She changed me and she helped me find my own answers. And
Right.
this was the time when I was planning to start Eat Fit Repeat, but I had a lot of self-doubt. I am 33 now, so back then I was 31, and at 31, if you're starting a career, it is kind of a big deal in the society, right? So
Right.
she helped me come out of the self-doubt. Also, I've been a very stubborn child, a little rebellious also. So my stubbornness towards something, that if I think this should happen according to me, and this should happen according to me, and if I've thought that this should happen the way that I think it should be, that really changed. Because if I attach my emotions to something, then I wanted to go my way. But what Yukti helped me realize was, there is no need to attach your emotions to everything that comes your way. There are things you need to let go. There are things that are important to you. Give your time to that. Rationalize your emotions, channelize your emotions. And I think that's where I realized that therapy is actually helping me, because I could vent it out and she would just explain it to me, in a way that I would understand. That it wasn't something that she was, just telling me that, Ruchi, you have to understand, but she was making me understand everything through a process. So that has been very enlightening. And yeah, I mean, I realized that again, so mental health is as important as physical health, because there are many people like me, and I feel that, if you are just eating well, feeding well, sleeping well, and you're still unhealthy somewhere, that's not right. What's going to happen is, if all this mattered, that eating right and sleeping right and feeding right mattered, then health would be at its peak, right? But so many of us are really unhealthy. And we need to realize that our mind and body, they are not separate entities. They both work in sync with each other. And also that, uh, mental self, right?
Right.
I'm sorry, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's a balance of, for everything. Because in 2018 I was pretty fit. It wasn't that I was not really fit. Like, I think I was 80% there, and I still felt sick. I mean, I felt unhealthy. I wasn't really happy, because everything around was pretty much good to me, but there was something that was lacking. And then when I realized it, I feel that, it was the right step to take.
Definitely. I would like to sort of congratulate you because, not many have the courage given the stigma around mental health, and it's not easy. And I hope that people, hear you out, that it's not much of a big deal to sort of, seek mental health support. There are highs and lows in everybody's life, and it's very important to sort of address it. On the same note, Ruchi, quickly, if you can sort of tell us that how was it different? How did it sort of help you? Because people think that I have a friend, I can talk it out with a friend. So how was it different? How was it not like talking to a friend and getting it professionally done?
Yeah, so I think I'm really blessed. I have a great, really understanding partner, and my friends would agree. And I have really amazing friends as well. I mean, they're really non-judgmental. But when I have self-doubt over me, I don't think that, there is a stigma that, you're going to be judged, or they might, a friend might just take your side for that matter. If you're comparing two things, that, should I go for it, should I not? They would always want your good. So a friend may not be as objective as a therapist. And, the whole focus is around you when, you're talking to a therapist. And, I think with Yukti, there is a kind of friendship as well. I'd like to believe that, but yeah. But I mean, she's always there. Like at the middle of the night, if I want to just, I have a problem, and if I want to email her, she'll, send a reply like as soon as she can. So it is, that you have a friend in her, but it's gonna give you an objective. It's not gonna be it's gonna be an unbiased and an unfiltered, and in fact a non-judgmental review of your problems, or an answer to your question.
Right. Thank you. And what were some of your takeaways that you still, you carry within you to sort of believe in
So
yourself?
yeah, so I think I'll just keep it short with that, because there's so many things that I've achieved with therapy. But first thing is, she made me understand things the way I would have understood them. So in the same way, now I've started realizing that my loved ones would understand things if I step into their shoes, and if I understand that, how they're going to take it. So it pretty much works 80% of the times, not always, but yeah, we're humans, it's we have a lot of emotions running here and there. So yeah, I mean, one is that I started realizing that, how a certain person should be explained a certain thing. Second, it really helped with my work. what happened was I started realizing that mental health is as important as physical health. Now these these Weight Watchers, or people who are struggling with weight, they are usually negative, and they're constantly criticizing themselves and stuff like that. And what they don't realize is these negative thoughts now, they get accumulated, they get culminated into negative signals in your body. So if you're always feeling fat and ugly and lazy, that's how you're going to look like. But if you change those train of thoughts, those negative thoughts, into positive affirmations, just imagine and visualize yourself as exercising, or just eating a healthy breakfast, going out for long walks, that helped me connect to them, because I could make them understand that you need to stop obsessing over your weight, because there are so many other things you're gaining. With a healthy nutrition plan, it's not just the weight that goes, or the inches that go. You gain a lot of health. You gain your heart is working better, you have great skin, you have energy levels, your immunity is boosting. So there are a lot of things that you gain. And it made me empathize with them a little more, because in nutrition they say, I've heard it, I've read it a lot of times, that nutritionists treat people as robots, that chalo, you eat this and not that, and eat this. But it helped me understand their conditions a little better. I would not say that now I understand what they're exactly going through. But
Right.
since stress plays a major role in a good nutrition plan to get your physical transformation, you need to reach the goal that you want to. So you need to control your stress levels as well. So that
Right.
has really helped me empathize with them, go on a deeper level, and understand what their actual problem is, and not just uh, do it on a shallow level.
Right, right, right. I absolutely agree with you here. So, Ruchi, moving forward, I think I'd like to ask, the idea around nutrition is quite subjective. So, could you sort of, help us compartmentalize and understand what are its elements, and what made you sort of come up with Eat, Fit, Repeat?
Okay. Yes, nutrition, the idea of nutrition and the idea of being healthy is very, very subjective. But to each his own, you might have a different. So basically, we need to understand that we all are individuals. We all, our bodies have different needs. So what's good for me may not be good for you, or it could be good for you. But you
Yeah.
need to understand what suits your body, what is your body's requirement, because these days it's so influenced by these really fit people on Instagram, and they're posting their workout videos and stuff. So it gets to our heads, that we also want to be like that. No, what you should be doing is understand your body, listen to your sense of hunger, sense of fullness, and find a plan that is really, really sustainable for you. So you might be working 8 to 8, and if I give you, say, 5 meals a day, it will not be sustainable for you. You will not be able to do it. It'll not be convenient for you. And for someone like me who stays at home most of the times, 5 meals are way more convenient, because I will make my meals, and I will have my own time to eat them and everything. So basically, the whole idea is you need to find a plan. Of course, there are certain guidelines towards a healthy diet, which is you need to add proteins and fats and good carbs and vitamins and minerals in your diet. But what may suit you may not suit me. What
Yeah.
might be your ratio may not be mine. So yes, it is subjective. Also, people, apart from looking good, there should be a lot of other reasons that you should be considering a good nutrition plan.
Yeah.
So you should be looking at boosting your immunity and your energy levels, and your systems should run smoothly. So the whole idea is find a plan that suits you, and don't just pick up anything from the internet, or anything your friend is following. Just don't follow that. And there are things, there are allergies and stuff. So gluten might suit you, but it may not suit me. Dairy might suit me, but it may not suit you. So make sure that you're following a plan which is curtailed to your individual needs. That is really, really important. Also, I would like to add, these days, dieting is one word which has become so dirty that, people just associate dieting with deprivation and starvation. Any
Right.
fad diets that going to come, we would want to try that. And it's not just like, it's not anybody else. I have myself tried that. So, I have a friend who's been on keto for like good 4 to 5 years, and he's doing really well. But I tried keto, and I tried it for 10 days and I just couldn't get up from the bed. So, maybe it's not good for me. What's good for him may not be good for me. So, you need to understand that what is good for you. Make sure that your diet is sustainable. Make sure it's convenient to, your daily needs, and make sure it's satiable. So, you shouldn't be feeling hungry on your plan, whatever it may be. Maybe you're consuming 1 meal, 2 meals, 5 meals, but you should not be hungry in your, in your eating window. That's it.
Right, right, definitely.
And also, yeah, eat fit repeat. Okay,
Yeah.
so eat fit repeat, it was solely born for the purpose of gaining knowledge. I had no intention to start it, professionally. I and my friend were talking, and she was just suggesting me, because I like doing things about nutrition, and I like reading about it, and I like trying experimenting it on myself, just like I did with keto. So she said, why don't you gain some knowledge about it, and why don't you go a little deeper into it? So that's when I decided, let me do a certification, let me just gain some knowledge. So that certification led to some experiments, in the family. Experiments led to some results. And then I decided, let me just, help some more people. Let's see how it goes. And luckily, the response has been really, really good. Plus, Eat Fit Repeat struck with me because of the belief that I had of real nutrition, that eat would refer to, eating right and eating well, and there's no deprivation. Fit
Right.
would, that time, fit would mean, your training and workouts, and, how important they are for your heart and your other body parts. And then just repeat. But, since we're talking about mental health, I would say fit would definitely indicate towards, being mentally fit as well. So being stress free, and a way to, you need to find a way to love yourself. You are the most important person in your life. Be so fit that you start loving yourself. So yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
the story of Eat Fit Repeat.
Very lovely. I think what you just said, even I resonated very, correctly. And that's something that even everybody, if, it's like we have so many different roles, but we sort of forget the responsibilities that we have towards ourselves. And staying fit and, sort of taking care of mental health is, it has to happen simultaneously. Yeah, so I have a question here. It's a bit technical, so I'd read it out. So, Felicia Jekka, she was the president of the International Society for Nutrition Psychiatry Research. She said that healthy diet is protective and unhealthy diet is the risk factor for, depression and anxiety. So, do you feel that you sort of agree to this and to share your
Uh,
views on it?
So yes, I absolutely agree to it. But let me tell you, there's no particular diet that can relieve you of anxiety or depression. But yes, a good nutrition plan can definitely help you, in your overall treatment. Because, there are certain things that I would like to point out. Since, nutrition is a very vast topic, and so is mental health, but there are a few things that a person can do to reduce their anxieties, or fall into a proper, when you follow a schedule, you know what's going to come, right? So
Right.
there are a few things that I'd like to point out. One is, eat a healthy diet for the right reasons. Don't just eat a healthy diet to fit in your genes. Just like I said, you need to be focusing on boosting your immunity. You need to be focusing on your energy levels and how your body is changing and everything. Again, if you're following a diet per se, and you're hungry and you're starving all the time, then what's going to happen is it's going to increase your stress levels. Plus, it's going to impact your coping abilities with the stress as well. So, always eat a diet that will help you really cope with your stress levels, because I think I'm going to explain it further, because we're going to be talking about moods and food. I think with
Yeah.
a lot of examples there, I can explain it better. But, don't just eat right to just look thinner or look better. There are various other reasons you should be considering eating a healthy diet. Also, if you know that you will eventually know that, when if you eat a certain food and what effect that food going to have after a few hours, it might be easier for you to stick to a routine. So, if you're eating a healthy diet or a healthy meal, you're definitely going to feel better after a while. And, it might leave you more energetic and focused, throughout the day. So, that's about healthy eating. Second is making sleep a priority. Because we say sleep and stress, they are all a part of a good nutrition plan. And nutrition is just not for your body, it's for your mind as well. So, a sleepless night can, really hamper your happiness and well-being the other day. And what you need to make sure is sleep 8 hours a day. Uh, don't have caffeine, later half of the day. Don't have foods that might spike your insulin the later half of the day, and you have a lot of energy. Then I think, these calming techniques like meditation and yoga might help. But for you it could be different, and for me it could be different. So I'm not somebody who can meditate like for a long time, but it might just help other people get better sleep or feel better. They might just find their zen there. And another thing is find a fitness habit that you can work around. I mean, a lot of us are really very busy, and you might have a really packed schedule, but you can find a habit that you enjoy. You can in the evening you can go for a walk with while hearing audio books or your favorite music or something like that. You can start playing badminton, or you can start swimming or something like that, something which you really like. Then it might be easier for you to stick with the habit, because all of us must have some kind of strenuous physical activity, because little these non-exercise activities we all are having. We go and we get our water and everything. These are just non-exercise activities, but we need to have at least half an hour of physical activity in our daily life. Also, I would suggest, since a lot of young people are there, I suggest that don't put these unnecessary substances in your body. So even that could include, say, nicotine, or say excess alcohol or drugs, or even excessive caffeine can really mess up your stress levels. So these things are really important. They might not sound as stress relievers, but once you start following them, now you'll start seeing the results immediately, and you'll also feel and see the results in other areas of your life, not just your body. So try and do that. I think this will really, really help.
Definitely. I think that was very insightful, Ruchi. Great. Looking further, like we discussed, you talked about moods and everything. So yes, mood disorders are quite prevalent these days. A lot of mood swing issues, anger, irritation, irritability, right? So how is food and mood interlinked?
So, okay, this is going to be a long one, because this is my favorite part of the life. So, your what you eat can really impact your mood. Now, I recall eating 2-3 large slices of pizza, followed by, like, my favorite cake. And I remember feeling, lazy. I didn't feel like hitting the gym that day, or, after a while, I just wanted to lay down and just, Netflix and chill. And on the other hand, which most of the days I feel is when I eat a salad, or when I eat like a good heavy protein rich meal, I feel really energetic and really focused all day long. Conversely, your mood could also have an impact on your food preferences. For example, you've had a rough day at work, and your coworker has been a bitch to you or something like that, and your boss has bashed you. then you would just want to go home, pick up that bucket of ice cream, and just divert your mind towards watching Netflix or something like that. And you would definitely not go for your green salad or your hitting the gym or something like that, working out. On the other hand, if you go to the gym and you're coming back from the gym and you need to pick up a meal, I would say 90% of us would pick something healthy like a grilled chicken or like a salad or something like that. So they both have a lot of correlation. And there are numerous foods that can sabotage your happiness and well-being, but sugar is the most jeopardizing. So what sugar does is just remember a time and try and recall a time when you overindulged in a brownie or an ice cream, or took a second or third serving of a pasta. Chances are you felt really, really good while eating it, and after a while, but after a few hours, you end up feeling really lazy and tired, and you wouldn't want to go. You might get irritated and angry and stuff like that. That happens because all carbohydrates convert to sugar. Now what happens is, when you eat the carbohydrates, your sugar raises your insulin. So when that insulin spikes, you start feeling so good and energetic. Immediately after having a chocolate, how do you feel? Really energetic, right? So that happens. And then the problem with this sugar coaster is, your insulin spikes up, and after a while it comes crashing down. So the more you eat, the harder you fall. So then, so these sugar spikes and these insulin spikes are the reason that, you feel good in the beginning of it while you eat it. But after a while, your entire mood, and you become angry, and you might have like mental fogginess and anxiety and stuff like that. And oddly enough, these are the foods we know that sugar is bad for us, all of us know. But we still want to we still crave for sugar, right? That's because sugar releases dopamine in the brain, and it has the same effect what any chemical drug would have. So imagine how bad it is, and it is more addictive than a drug because it is so easily available. It's it's on your table all the time. So you need to understand that your body needs a balance of proteins and carbs and fats, and not just these. Okay, once in a while it's completely fine. If you're binging once in a while, don't bash yourself up for it. It's completely fine. Also, it is okay to be, you cannot follow everything from a plan, but it's okay to be having 80%. If you're having 80% of good foods in your calorie allowance of the day, then that 20% can come from a chocolate or a piece of cake. That is fine, because it's only human to give into your cravings. You cannot expect us to be like superwoman or a superman, that okay, Ruchi has given me this plan, so I'll stick to it like 100%. I also give treat days once in a week, because of course, if imagine you leaving, say, eating a chocolate for 6 months, what's going to happen? You're going to leave the diet behind. You're going to forget what those 6 months of hard work was, and you're going to just keep on binging for a while. Maybe not as much, but at least for good 4 or 5 days, you're going to burst out, and you're going to be like, no, I want my chocolate now. So why restrict those foods in the first place? Why not make them a part of your lifestyle? So yeah, another point to it is, we often talk about how you get a gut instinct when you meet somebody for the first time, or you get a gut feeling when you meet somebody for the first time, if he's a nice person or not. And you get these people say, trust your gut, when you have a hard decision to make. Also, you see a horrible incident, and you say it's gut wrenching. So that's because your gut and your brain, the connection between your gut and your brain is not just metaphorical. It is there, and it is your gut and your brain are connected by a network of hormones and neurons and chemicals, and they keep passing information about how hungry you are, or if you're stressed or not, and if your body is encountering a disease or something. So there's a constant connection between your brain and your gut. Also, I'm sure you know about it that serotonin is the happy hormone that eventually all of us start lacking in our body. And even I thought so, that serotonin is produced in the brain, but 90% of serotonin is manufactured in your gut. So, your happiness lies in your food. So if you look at your food and if you're happy about it, and if you like your food, and of course if it's healthy, then your body's gonna start producing those serotonin, and you're gonna start feeling more active and healthy and everything. And if there's something wrong with the gut, then you're gonna get those signals and you're not gonna feel happy. So yeah, I mean, also I penned down a few foods. I mean, these are just research, that a few foods that can increase your serotonin levels. These are eggs, turkey, tofu, pineapples, nuts and seeds, and I think salmon. Yeah, I mean, these foods you can include, and you can check if any which ways they're very healthy. So you can include them in your diet, and just see their effect on your body.
Yeah, lovely.
So
I
yeah.
think so insightful. I think I especially order salmon now. I'd try this. Yeah. So thank you, Ruchi. Here again, when we talk about the mood, one of the disorders that psychological disorders is eating disorder. So I'd like to quickly brief our audience as to what are the two major forms of eating disorders in India. Number one is anorexia nervosa, wherein the client feels, or the person feels that I need to sort of give up eating, although the person might be dangerously underweight, but there's a sense wherein they wouldn't want to catch weight, and that's why they keep on avoiding it. And the other one is bulimia, wherein they sort of binge eat a lot of things, and then they feel a sense of there's a purge, and they would want to sort of vomit it out. So there is a satisfaction that I ate food, but the guilt is too much, so they want to just take it out. So these are the extreme conditions. So I just would want you to sort of tell us that the concept around dieting, you see. So people, there's a very thin line between dieting and it going wrong, because unconsciously we start forming, and we start becoming very conscious about how the way we look, what are we eating, right? So what is this thin line between dieting and it going wrong?
Okay. So, healthy eating is something we all look for. I mean, of course, we suggest, and everybody knows that, healthy eating will get you good health and well being. But, some of us, what happens with us is we get an unhealthy obsession with healthy eating. And this is again eating disorder which is called orthorexia. So orthorexia nervosa is a disorder wherein you start your diet in a surge to get healthier, but you end up obsessed by healthy eating, and then you punish yourself if you do not get those foods, and with these people who have this orthorexia, it's not about weight loss for them, but it's about, they get obsessed with optimal nutrition and the purity of food, and and it's so ironic that these people start the diet in search of health through food, and which it leads to such a harmful and unhealthy relationship with their food. So yes, there is a very thin line, but again, I'll say it is your individual needs. If you're craving a piece of cake, eat it and enjoy it. I mean, do not bash yourself up for eating that cake. Come back to come back to your nutrition plan. Start eating that way. Walk a little more, and consistency is something that can get you results. it's not a short term thing. You cannot do it for, say, 3 months. I'll be so strict in my plan that, I'll just achieve my goal, and then, I will just leave everything. That's not going to happen. If you want to be fit, if you want to achieve a certain goal and stay there, then you need to be so consistent. I mean, it's been 2 years, I eat in the same pattern, but I enjoy my cakes and I enjoy my brownies and I enjoy my ice creams, and there's not been 1 week that I go without eating them. So,
Right.
eventually consistency is something that will bring, you know, how do I say it? Consistency will bring the joy of eating as well, and you need to acknowledge the fact of eating. I mean, these days, what we do, we eat so mindlessly. While watching Netflix or while working or while driving, you'll just pick up something and start eating. But you're not acknowledging that the fact of eating, this is something that you survive on. Why not have that positive relationship with food? Because just like any other relationship in your life, this is as important, because you're surviving because of this. When we say you're surviving because of your loved ones, you have their affection and their love. This is something that is, helping you live, literally. So
Yes.
why not have that positive relationship with food? And in that way, uh, firstly, a person with these disorders need to realize that they have a disorder. Especially orthorexia is, it has as bad consequences as the other two that you explained. It's not something, you should be happy about, that you have orthorexia, because, if you do not have that relationship with your food, you're not going to enjoy it. Secondly, health is not about perfection, it's about progress. And when it comes to nutrition, it's all about balance. So balance it out. You have the foods that you enjoy, have the foods that are good for you as well. Also, don't just look at food and say it's bad. Don't talk about food like that. Why don't you see something nice, like a waffle, and just say, okay, this is my treat food, and this is my healthy food. This is for my body and this is for my mind. So
Right.
we need to realize that there is a you know uh, that food and mood are going to go together. And have a healthy relationship with food, have a positive relationship with food. And also, don't just you do not want that the disconnection between your mind and body, especially while you're eating. Don't eat in that numbed emotional state, that whatever's coming, chalo, just eat it for the sake of it. Because I'm doing another certification, and we were just discussing digestion and everything. And there is a phase even before the food enters your mouth. It is when you look at the food, it is when you smell the food. Your 20 to 30% of gastric juices are released already, even while you're looking at the food. So
Right.
if because we need a lot of gastric juices to digest the food properly. And
Mhm.
if you're feeling so negative about your food, if you do not like your food, or if you say, chalo, if I'm on diet, I'm only going to eat my greens and nothing else, then that's going to hamper your body from inside, and that's going to increase your stress levels a lot more. And increase in stress levels, ultimately, it hampers your performance as well as your transformation. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, I hope you got the gist of it. I go here and there while talking.
Oh, definitely, yes, yes. I completely understand here. And another thing, quickly, if there has to be a role of metabolism and exercise too, I believe, and
Yes.
nutrition goes
So
hand in that.
yeah, so I mean, exercise releases endorphins, and
Yeah,
these are again happy hormones. So
yeah,
also exercise is very, very important for your cardiovascular health. So if your
yeah,
heart is functioning right, everything's going to function right. And
right,
if somebody is looking at just losing the weight, of course, only exercising is not going to help. It is the diet that plays a very important role. And but that being said, exercise should be an important part of your life, because of course, again, your metabolism and everything is built up because of the muscles that you have. So the
yeah,
more muscles you have, the more calories your body is going to burn, and the better metabolism you're going to have. So
Right.
it's again, if I say that your physical, mental, emotional, or your eating habits are all different, they're not. It's
Yeah.
a compilation of everything. You need to be on a good nutrition plan. You need to exercise regularly. You need to be mentally fit. You need to be emotionally fit to
Right.
be, an ideal self. So
Right.
you look at, if I want to look at my ideal self, I want to be fit, I want to be happy, I want to be eating good food, and I want to be mentally, there wherever I am. I want to be mentally there and not just think about something else at that point. Also,
Right.
lose your grudges. If you have a lot of grudge in your heart, I think that really messes up your immunity and your metabolism and your digestive system, because
Yeah.
from our body, it's more, it's half of our body is just our digestive system. So
Mm-hmm.
if you think like that, in any which ways, I told you, a lot of your neurotransmitters and your hormones are coming from your gut. So think
Right.
positive and think, just let go, basically.
Yes, yes. And quickly, one last thing would be that with lockdown and everything, no gyms around, you sort of hold back, procrastinate. There are a lot more cheat meals than it actually should be, right? Then how would you suggest to sort of to bifurcate your breakfast, lunch, and dinner? What could be certain important elements there that can help you?
So see, it's all right to cheat. We're all in it together. It is okay. But since it has become the new normal, you need to understand that it's going to go on for a while. It's not a short term thing that's going to happen. It's already taken 4 to 5 months, and it's going to go on for another 5 months, I guess, or more. So get back on track, have a timetable, check your carbs and your proteins and your fats, and make a good plan for yourself. Decide a calorie intake. Of course, in the beginning everybody needs to count calories, but
Right,
eventually you will know your portion sizes and everything. And
right,
if you're binging, binge, with no guilt. just
yeah,
just take a smaller portion. If you feel that you're going to feel guilty later, take a smaller portion. And the best part is to always remember the five fingers of nutrition. It's the carbs, proteins, good fats, vitamins and minerals. Make sure your entire day's plan have all of these.
yeah.
And yeah, enjoy that. It's okay, the lockdowns, I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but this is for the first time for at least all of us. And
Right.
I think we should enjoy every moment. It's all right that it's a lockdown, but this is
Yeah.
also an experience.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So that was lovely, Ruchi. I think even I was not expecting there were a lot of insights, and I would also definitely try to work this through. And thank you for reaching out. Thank you for being with us today. And it's quite inspiring the kind of work that you're doing as a nutritionist and as a wellness expert. I think it speaks volumes about where you are and why you are there. So it was lovely to have you today, right?
It was a pleasure. I'm so honored.
Yeah, yeah. So please take care and stay safe.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.